What happens to the locals of Joshimath? Many of them are being evacuated from their homes, the only home they've known for decades together, and now they're left with nothing at all. And that's because you're also seeing demolition drives now kicking off in parts of Joshimath. First, it's 2 hotels that are being demolished. Over 700 houses have shown cracks on the walls. Almost 130 families have been shifted out to safety. Only 2 hotels will be demolished, according to Chief Minister Dhami. None of the houses will be, but when will it actually be safe for them to return remains a big question mark. There's also a fight over the immediate compensation. Now, Chief Minister Dhami has announced 1.5 lakh rupees to the affected families. Imagine that. They've lost everything that they've ever owned. Their homes, their livelihoods, all gone. And 1.5 lakh rupees is expected to make up for all of that. Chief Minister Dhami has been there personally assuring people, saying, we will take care of your needs. He even spent a night at the relief camp with the protesters to review assistance that has been provided to the affected. He held a key meeting with senior officials on the situation. Let's take this across to both our reporters on the ground. Amit Bharadwaj as well as Ashutosh Mishra are joining us live from Joshimath. They've been tracking the latest, getting us voices of the locals and the latest on the situation there. Amit, if I can begin with you, has the demolition begun? 2 hotels. The demolition was supposed to happen, in fact, 2 days back. It's been delayed because of processes that have been underway to ensure that it is a safe demolition.
Well, Akshata, today the demolition activity was resumed in a way. 2 days back when the SDRF and the government officials had taken over those 2 properties, Mount View and Malari, what we had seen was several women sitting on protest, blocking the path of the officials, and not letting them enter the Malari Hotel, to be specific. And after 2 days of deadlock, yesterday when Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami was in Joshimath, he made the first announcement about 1.5 lakh rupees ex gratia compensation to the affected people of Joshimath. And after that, today further negotiations were held between the property owners and specifically Malari Inn and Mount View property owners. And after that, what we saw was there was a consensus between the government as well as the property owners. And in fact, speaking to India Today, Thakur Singh Rana, who owns Malari, said that for the safety of his neighbors and on assurance from the government, he has he has agreed to the entire demolition activity. And it was around past 2 p.m. that Thakur Singh Rana, along with his family members, stepped out of the hotel complex, and they literally left that hotel after nearly 2 to 3 days. And that's when the SDRF team had taken control of the entire building. We also saw NDRF officials, being active in the entire area. Officials from the NDRF, SDRF, several representatives who are linked with the CBRI, along with the PWD department, were inspecting the Hotel Malari to make sure as to what would be the impact of this demolition, because remember, you cannot use any heavy machinery here. All that needs to be done, the demolition activity, or rather the dismantling activity, has to be done with hammers, with drillers and similar equipments and tools. So they were also checking if the debris falls down, what would be the impact of it, and if there are any tremors, how it could cause,
there are
whether
two problems here, and I'd like to bring in Ashutosh on this. One is, will there be an impact of the demolition? Can authorities give a 100% assurance, Ashutosh, that there will be no impact of the demolition in a landslide-prone zone? Secondly, the weather is a serious concern right now, because it looks like it's going to be raining more.
Well, Akshita, first, it will not be at the magnitude of, demolition. It will be a dismantling. So that explains that how carefully this will be exercised. And what we see right behind me is the site where this demolition was being carried out. The dismantling process was carrying out. A 7-story building where first, the first challenge was to get all those water tanks removed. And then they have a temporary construction. So you have a metal sheath, metal portion. So that will be need to cut through using the gas lighters. roads. And now what we see, since it started already raining, and on the upper ridges there are heavy snowfalls, and here in Joshimath it's already raining. And now till 14 there is a warning of, there is a weather alert of snowfall and to moderate to heavy rainfalls, and that is now has affected this entire operation. What we were told by administration, that it may take even more than a week, and this was supposed to go throughout the night. And now because of the rainfalls, all these personals who were in this operation have come down from the Malari Fall, and now the people were most afraid because due to the rainfall there could be further escalation or sliding in the mountain, particularly in the danger zone affected area. Now you see all these evacuating this side.
You can see a lot of the relief work, rescue work happening there, people evacuating all the material inside. We're losing Ashutosh's connection. We'll go back to him in just a bit. One final question to Amit. I want to play that heartbreaking image of the owner of the hotel moving away, breaking down, crying, very emotional. That's the home, that's the place he's known for decades. And now he's left with nothing because of this demolition or dismantling, whatever you want to call it. And there are questions, Amit, of what's being done to help these locals. What's the kind of compensation they're getting? Why is it that every single day they're being forced to protest and the administration is making empty promises but not reaching out to them and giving them what they want?
Well, Akshita, you know, until yesterday there was a lot of anger on the streets of Joshimath. We saw Badrinath Highway getting blocked. We saw women sitting on dharna in this extremely cold weather where rainfall is happening. There's threat of snowfall as well. Temperature goes in -degree as well in the night. And when Pushkar Singh Dhami, the Chief Minister, came here, what was much needed effort, you know, it was just an assurance telling the people of Joshimath that in time of this particular crisis, the disaster that is unfolding, the entire administration is standing rock solid behind you, and we are here to listen to every grievances of yours. And that's, you know, the first step towards that was announcing the 1.5 lakh rupees ex gratia compensation. Because remember, you know, you have built your homes and hotels and businesses, investing all of your savings of the lifetime. And it is on the verge of falling down like pack of cards. So what do? You don't know what's you know, stored in the future. And even the sustenance of the family for the next 4 to 6 months is a big question for all these people, affected people. So this ex gratia amount is going to be a surge of relief, as well as it is you know, going to bring some trust between the establishment as well as the locals who are affected by this disaster, which is still unfolding in Joshimath. But the bigger question of compensation, fair resettlement, all those questions remains unanswered,